I'm bringing straight fucking power on every shot that I throw at Reber. Every knuckle that lands on him is meant to break him. Whether it's that cheekbone, that rib, I'm going in there to hurt him.
What's up, fight fans? Chris here, Combat Loop MMA. Today, I have a rising star, an undefeated star from BKFC, Justin JoyBoy Ibarrola. What's up, dude?
What's up, man? Thanks for having me.
Bro, I've been waiting a little bit to talk to you. You're one of those guys I think is one of the stars that are rising up into the BKFC. A lot of names being talked about with you. And to be honest with you, being the undefeated man, you got a lot of that weight on you, bro. I think you're a terrific star. So it's good to have you on here.
Yeah, thank you. Everyone that's everyone's first initial thought is being undefeated, going to my first title fight. They're asking about how much pressure I have on my shoulders. Man, this is the lightest amount of pressure I've ever felt out of all 8 fights that I fought in the BKFC. Like, I'm ready to roll, man. I want to fight this Friday if I could.
I think you guys would have fought probably 2 years ago if that was the case. I'm pretty sure this has been brewing for some time, and I think that when you signed the dot on the line the line, you were ready to fight then. And when the weigh-ins come, I think you guys are going to be like I told you earlier. I think you guys are going to start getting really. You guys are two dogs. It's like you put in two dogs to next to each other. There's going to be some wildness going on. You both want that title, and you both are going to be going for it. So it's going to be a great fight. I think it's going to be awesome. I'm really looking forward to it. Before we get into December 5th, though, I do want to tell the fans and tell them how you got into fighting. We always love that origin story, bro. I want to know how you really got into it.
Yeah, man. I mean, just naturally as a kid, my dad wanted to, you know, put me in combat sports as, the natural man thing to do. Your father wants you to man up and toughen up and know how to defend himself. So that's what my dad did. He started throwing me in like Taekwondo at a young age. I showed interest in judo, started doing judo in my like early teenage years, like 13, maybe if I have the timeline correct. Then I started dabbling in with wrestling. I really liked wrestling. And then throughout that entire like time frame, like just a little kid looking up at the UFC stars, I always just naturally wanted to become, a UFC champion. That was like the little kid dream that I had. And you know, I got into some shit as a kid. I stopped wrestling. I stopped doing all that. Stopped fucking like just being a little shithead until I was about 19 and finally had that realization that I needed to do something better with my life. So I packed everything up, left all my friends, all my family. No goodbyes. I just packed up, flew down to Florida with my uncle, and he was just like, dude, you can live here rent free, pursue your career, try to make it happen. Um, but you just have to go to college if you want me to support you. I said, okay, cool. So I didn't bat an eye. I flew right down, I joined up with American Top Team in Coconut Creek.
Woo!
Yeah, yeah, and I was super inexperienced. It doesn't sound as cool as it is. I mean, it sounds cooler than it was, but I've never punched anyone in the face, no, never threw like a punch at anybody, never took a punch. And I started boxing at American Top Team with Dia Davis. If you don't know Dia Davis, he's Dustin Poirier's boxing coach.
Oh, yeah, dude. Listen, ATT and Coconut Creek is there's levels to the game and life, and ATT is one of those levels to life.
Yeah. Yeah, man. So I started dabbling with boxing and I was like, dude, fuck this wrestling shit, fuck this jujitsu shit. Like, I know how to grapple. I've done it my whole like childhood. I need to learn how to throw a punch and I need to get good at this shit now. So I was like, you know what? I still want to do MMA, but I need to stop grappling right now and just learn how to like throw punches and be in control. So I said, let me take 2 years of just straight boxing focus. And I did, and I got some amateur fights. I lost 95% of my amateur fights. I quit again. I was like, dude, this fucking sucks. Like, I can't figure it out. Why is it not working? Why do I keep losing? And then, I just happened to be in the right place at the right time with, some professionals in the boxing industry, high level coaches who started coming to my gym here in Delray Beach. and they just needed bodies, so I started training with them, sparring with them, just like as an extra body that they needed to work with, and something just clicked in that experience that I had, and just getting beat up all the time and just starting to pick up on people's speeds and habits and on the professional level, and it finally clicked, and then we decided to do one pro boxing fight, and we did, and it was actually on a show that we promoted ourselves, and I quickly realized, being on both the business side of the fight game and the fighter side of the fight game, that it's a really hard industry to actually make some money in unless you have that reputable like amateur career.
100%.
So yeah, so I quit again. And I was like, yeah, let me just focus on the gym and building my clientele and making as much money as possible. Um, and then I started training a BKFC fighter, Francesco Ricci. He's a good friend of mine. Um, he won the middleweight title, lost it to Mundell. And then within that time period, I obviously got to meet like the BKFC people, the staff, and everybody within that experience. So I always have a curious mind, and I was like, oh, let me try this. Like, I want to try this. I know I'm better than a lot of these guys, but it's a weird experience because I never punched anybody bare knuckle in the face, and I've never taken a bare knuckle punch in the face. So it was
Not
a
even as a
weird.
kid. They never got in a scrap as a kid.
Never, never, bro. Never. I was a shy, introverted kid who just stayed away from every
And you
type
got
of
all
art.
those skills, bro. You have all those skills, and you never got, bro. I was scrapping when I was like 8 years old, 9 years old.
Yeah,
My dad
bro.
was like, hell no.
Everyone's shocked when they hear that, man. Like, so think
Shocked.
about it. I was 25 years old when I started fighting for BKFC. So 25 years old when I first got punched in the face bare knuckle, or even landed a punch bare knuckle. Like, just imagine 25 years old and you're in that
Oh,
experience. It's a scary
oh, I can
moment,
imagine. Oh,
you
I can only
know?
imagine.
And I just said, fuck it. I ripped the band-aid. I said, I'm just gonna rely on the skills that I developed. I'm gonna let faith take its course, and let's see if I could win. And it was kind of like a bucket list kind of thing. Like, I just wanted to do it. And then I wasn't happy with my performance because the fight that I was supposed to fight on was originally canceled and then set a month back. So I ended up fucking around, drinking again in between that month time frame. I was literally like popping champagne bottles at brunch like 2 weekends before the fight, like a fucking idiot, because I was just so fed up with how long my camp was been. Stupid, stupid excuse, but I did it.
Yeah.
And I got in there. My skills, saved me a lot. My IQ saved me a lot. I was able to get away with certain things. I could have potentially lost that fight just strictly off of my conditioning, because my conditioning wasn't there. I cut to 136 twice in 1 month. Started drinking, yeah,
Oh,
started
dude.
drinking and all that shit. So, I definitely made it harder on myself. And on top of that, I was fighting a guy who fucking didn't give a fuck how many times he got hit in the head, and didn't care how hard he got hit. Like, I mean,
Homer Simpson.
yeah, dude, it was like, to this day, he was the one guy I threw my hardest right hand at. And like, he wobbled a little bit, but dude came up and just started walking me down again. I was like, dude, what kind of retard strength do you have? Because now, dude, that was in the first round. I landed that right hand. And when he started walking me down after that, I was like, yep, this is going to be a long fucking night.
Yeah,
And
you know when you could, because you've hit some people with that hand and you laid them down, and
yeah,
especially in practice, like you do it and you dizzy a person, you have to stop when you're practicing. I mean, you're not throwing 100% in practice, but when you're landing, you're like, oh, that's gonna put someone down in a fight.
right.
And when you do it, and this guy's a zombie and he keeps walking
Dude,
forward. Did you watch the at first? Did you watch the Vidal versus Simpson fight this last weekend?
dude, amazing fight. Yeah.
Oh, it's like the toughness of Adele was wild. But I'm sorry, I didn't mean
Dude.
to go. I just think
No,
about that, dude.
that
It's like,
was, yeah, man. He came back. I was like, yo, I thought he was gonna quit on himself, and bro, he
no, he doesn't.
impressed
No,
me.
no, 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 no. He doesn't quit on himself.
Yeah,
He
yeah, he
believes.
impressed me. Like, I just didn't like, the one thing I was like kind of critiquing was like, he was getting hit. Yeah, yeah, exactly, for no reason.
But if and I will tell you, if we were critiquing the fight, if I'm telling Simpson, I say step back, punch, punch, jab, jab, like do a feint, feint, he'll put the hands down. Or you just body. You hit one to the
Yeah, he
body.
should have targeted that body a lot more, let his hands come down, and then
Hit,
start swinging.
yeah, I mean you body, body, and then head. Because
Yeah.
if you sit up and guard too much, I rib, and then I'm going to pull to the head. So I mean, yes, you critique it that
Or
way,
even
but he
just
was.
pulling that arm down, you know?
Oh
Like,
yeah, but he still was. David Simpson was still landing with that guard up like that. You can still not guard that way. Like when you're still with a heavy guard like this, you're still letting punches in. You're still getting hit. His face was
100%.
battered. But man, he
100%.
was so tough. And I didn't know this, but he blew his knee out on the way to the walk-in. He blew his knee out. He
Yeah,
had blood
he
on.
had like two knee pads on, I think, in
He
that
blew
fight.
his knee out on the walkout, though. His knee was completely
Oh
gone. So
shit.
he blew it out completely on the walkout, and he had no mobility during the fight.
Okay, so that
So
makes sense for why he was a little more stationary, just trying to
100,
keep a
yeah,
tight guard.
he's moving, dude. He's not that way. So that's how tough that dude is. He can blow his knee out, to be able to withstand a man, He-Man, pretty much looking man coming
Yeah.
at you, blasting you. I mean, it's why I didn't mean to cut you off. I was just saying
No,
that
you're good.
that was like a one I watched and I saw that. But dude, your story, I just want to tell you, it's inspirational to be where you're at. You know, you've stopped everything and your fighting story, and you're thinking about yourself as a kid, and you're saying, "Hey, I want to be at this high level." And look at yourself now, bro. Like you're at that high level. You're at that title spot. You're at where you're going to make a huge name. One of you two are coming out of this fight December 5th, and you're going to make a huge name for yourself. And it's not
Yeah.
like you don't have a big name for yourself, but it's a big, big name. And the implications after that are huge. When you're sitting, and let me ask you this, when you're sitting at home now, and you're sitting there, and the fight finally comes out, the contract finally comes out, what's your first thought in your head that, hey, I'm finally fighting Royal?
Um, I don't know. I was literally like, fucking finally, goddamn. I've been sitting around for a while. We've heard about the fight. And when they finally sent the contract, man, I fucking printed that shit out, signed it, sent it right back, like right away. I was like, goddamn, finally, let's start promoting this shit.
Yeah.
Um,
I
yeah,
kind of felt
man.
that. I already knew. Like you guys have been. I watch. So I'm friends with Knuckles and Knives, and I'm with Throwing Hands. Like I'm real good with friends with them. We're
Oh,
always
cool.
doing
Yeah,
stuff together. Yeah.
yeah,
And I saw you guys a thing, and I'm like, oh, bro, what are we doing here? This should have been made right then and there. Like I'm like, we're booked this fight right now, and it's taken some time to do. I think that BKFC has the right timing because I think we're both, we're all down here in Florida, and I think it's
yeah.
only made such a good time. And I know you guys have been really respectful. And I know you said you guys have been really respectful towards each other. You guys haven't said too much crazy stuff about each
Yeah.
other and
We're
said
still
things
gonna
about.
we're gonna still say some hurtful things. Obviously, the closer it gets, especially when we're facing off and we're finally seeing each other face to face. We're definitely
Yeah,
gonna say some bullshit out there, but you know, the good thing between us is we understand the level of respect we have for each other, and we understand that there's nothing personal towards each other. So that's what makes it a little more exciting too, that we're able to like talk our shit or even,
yeah,
it's like when you're talking to your best friend or your little brother and you're just talking shit and making each other feel like you're trying to one up each other
well,
every time. It's kind of like one of those fights. Um, but
what,
yeah,
what? Tell me something you can take advantage though. After all this nice talk, what is one thing you're going to take advantage of in this fight? I know it's been a lot of respect. Is there something you feel like you can take advantage of?
um, I think my mental strength is a lot. I think my mental is a lot stronger than Reber. I think he plays a good game. Um, mentally, I think he psychs himself out. I think he I think he says things he doesn't truly believe, kind of one of like those hard-headed guys who like it's all just a facade. I believe he's tough. I believe that he thinks that he can beat me. But like as far as like when he's talking like the tough guy and like, oh, like, I'm going in there, we're going to war and this and that. I just don't I think it's a facade. I don't think he actually has it in him. I think he has the grit, but I also don't think he's been hit as hard as I punch by any of his opponents. But I mean, I'm gonna take advantage of Reaver in that ring. Like I'm gonna come in there and hit absolutely as hard as I can, whether it lands on his forehead or it lands on his fucking elbow or his shoulder or his ribs. Like this fight, I'm coming to just fucking it's straight power shots, bro. And I'm known for that. I'm known for precision power shots. Like everyone that watched my fights know that when I throw, it's with intention to fucking hurt you. You
Oh
know,
yeah.
I'm not over here throwing four, five, six punch combinations just to tap you up. You know, if I throw a jab, it's gonna be a hard jab. If I throw a 1-2, it's gonna be a hard two to try to knock you out. If I throw a three, it's gonna be a three to try to knock you out. You know, I don't throw soft punches. And you know, anytime someone lasts the 5 rounds against me, it's either, you know, I'm just having a little trouble with my distance or having a little trouble, or I'm just kind of sitting back on my own and just telling myself, let me just win an easy 5 round fight, stay on the outside and just throw a bunch of straight punches. So it's
I don't,
like,
yeah,
yeah,
I don't
you
think
know,
that's going to be this one. I don't think it's going to be this one. I think it's a little. I don't think you're going to be sitting back. I don't think either one of you guys are going to be sitting back and relaxing on this one. I think this is going to be. I think this fight is going to end. One of you two is going to end the fight. I don't know which one it's going to be. I told you. I've been saying it for a while now. I think this is going to be the fight of the night. I think this has been brewing for a long time, and to me, you have Perdomo on this card fighting Corey Willis. He's the featured fight. He's not even the co-main. This guy's on a 10-fight knockout streak, bro. Then you
mhm.
have Austin Trout and Palomino. I think with all those guys, I still believe this is the fight. This is the fight on the card. And no to disrespect to Trout. Trout's an amazing fighter. Palomino is a Mount Rushmore fighter, especially if he could win this fight against Trout. I mean, I'll be honest with you, like he goes on the Mount Rushmore with Hunt for me
Yeah.
because it's crazy. But to me, you guys' fight is there. I mean, and undefeated. Like, speak to me about being undefeated. Does it carry more weight for you as well as that? Like, it's not just a title fight, but it's undefeated. Does that carry weight for you? And then if it doesn't really carry weight, how do you upgrade your game when you're undefeated and get better every single time?
Um, no, it doesn't carry any weight. As humble as I could say it, it's just expected from me. Like I expected myself to be undefeated, and at this point in my career, like I expect myself to beat these guys. Like just with my skill set that I know that I have, whether it's by knockout, whether it's by going the distance, whether it's me just jabbing all 5 rounds, whether it's me in the clinch. Whatever, I'm fully confident of, you know, the work that I put in and the skills that I've developed that I'm just gonna you know, do everybody. So being 8-0 is an expectation of mine. Again, I know that sounds a little
It's
cocky,
not.
but it's
You're gonna be
just
if you want to be champion, that's how it goes, dude.
yeah, it's just what I believe in myself, you know? Like and I say this time and time again, no disrespect to Reber, but if I lose a fight against a guy like Reber, I have no business fighting for BKFC. That's the mindset I have. Like I'm not going in here to be another fighter. I'm not going in here to, you know, to lose to a guy like Reber, especially on my first title fight. You know, I don't plan to be here to lose at all. You know, I'm trying to take this entire career completely undefeated. And it's not about losing or winning. It's about being a fucking superstar. You know, if I want to hit that level of stardom that I'm looking for, I need to stay undefeated. I need to keep winning. I need to keep making noise in the company. So, you know, I see myself levels above Reber. That's why I say, like, if I lose to a guy like that, I have no business fighting professionally. Like, it's just an expectation of mine, and you know that's just how it is. Some people don't like to hear that. Some people think it's contradicting, but it's just you know, I'm not in that's just how serious I am. I'm not in
Yeah.
here to be, you know, the second best.
Well, I'm around a lot of champions, dude, and the champion mindset to be the best in the world, you have to have a mindset. It's something different. It's different. Like tell people all the time, like a normal person hanging out with a professional fighter, the mindset is it's like you're willing to go places that other people are not willing to go to. They come to that door, they open it up, they look in, they're like, hell no, I'm out of here, bro. You're like, oh, that door's open, let's go get it. Now we just
Hmm.
said like the momentum's a big deal to you. How much importance is it to keep that momentum going to go into 2026 to keep it rolling with you? Is it got to be super important for you, right?
Yeah, you know, the momentum, you know, it's funny that you say that because I had that momentum in 2024, you know, winning, even into
Yeah,
2025, winning. And I had that momentum. Funny enough, the momentum got to me a little bit. I didn't even want to fight in July. I didn't even want to fight in March this year, you know? Um because I had such it was kind of like the momentum was good, but it was also like a double-edged sword in a way because there was no room to actually develop my skills and get better. It was just one fight after another, knowing that I'm better than you guys, knowing that I can just win, with little effort. Um, so like when 2025 hit, I mean, I was on a fucking cruise when I found out I was gonna fight in March, like literally 6 weeks before the fight. I was on a cruise getting fucked up, like like in the middle of February, literally. When I found out when we posted the fight. So I fought that. I was glad I was able to get a knockout against such a tough an opponent. And then I said, dude, I really need a break. I've been saying it for like last 2, 3 fights. I was like, I really need a break. Like I feel like it's just too redundant. It's like one after the other. There's no real preparation. It was just, fight, get out of shape, get back in shape, fight, get out of shape, get back in shape. So I really just needed some time to myself to kind of just get some mental clarity and kind of just relax and kind of just the stress levels were high when the momentum was going. That's
Oh yeah, dude.
honestly that's when I felt the most pressure. When I did have all that momentum, all the pressure was hitting me because I was like, fuck, I keep winning, I keep winning, I keep winning. Like, what if I lose this one? What if I lose this one? And it was just fight after fight. So, after the July fight, I told myself, I'm going to go 2 months, not even thinking about fighting. I'm going to work out. I'm going to go run. I'm going to exercise leisurely just to stay active and not get too out of shape. But I don't want to think about fighting at all. I don't want to think about sparring. I don't want to think about when I'm going to fight next. And that's what I did. 2 months of that. And um, I finally got on the phone with Dave, and we were like, He told me we're gonna scratch that tournament they were planning to do, and he asked
There's
me, he
no
was like,
reason for there's no reason for a tournament with you
yeah,
two.
I think he realized that. Everyone was realizing that. Everyone was saying that's stupid, but yeah. And then he asked me who I wanted to fight, and I said, I don't give a fuck. Give me whoever it is. I'm tired of these fuckers thinking I ain't shit. Like, let me go in there and just fucking just keep winning against whoever you guys put against me. I really don't care at this point. That was my mentality. And then he asked me again. He was like, I get that, but who do you want to fight? And I paused. I really didn't care. I paused. I didn't say any names. And he said, do you want to fight Reber? I was like, yeah, I mean, out of all the opponents that I can fight, I do think that that's the most logical opponent. He's like, okay, yeah, we're gonna make that fight happen. I was like, all right, bet, let's make it happen. Can you add a first round knockout bonus on that contract?
Oh shit.
He was like, yeah, we can work something out. That's literally how the conversation went. We hung up the phone and we started fucking preparing.
Yeah. Well, dude, it's this is the best to me. It's the best sport, best combat sport. It's on such a plateau and a different level, man. And it's just growing and growing and growing. And I love this shit. It's been the best. Let me ask you a question, Justin. Like you look back at young Justin, go back years ago and go look at some of your earlier fights. Now go back and look at them and tell me what you're most proud of from those to now, where you're at now, and how much you've improved.
What I'm most proud of?
Yeah, man.
Um, Man, honestly, my biggest struggle fighting for BKFC was just like the whole never being in a fight in my life kind of thing. Like I really just had to get over those nerves and really just trust myself. Every single fight that I went to, I went in there like with a little bit of fear. Like it was nerve-wracking as shit. But the moment I walk out, man, the moment I like dance my way out on that path really sets the tone for me for the rest of the fight.
That's when
So
JoyBoy comes out, right?
That's when
JoyBoy comes
JoyBoy
out.
comes out. That's right. That's right. So, I'm most proud of just kind of staying composed and staying very faithful. That's what I'm most proud of. Just sticking to the game plan, staying patient, and staying faithful. That's what I'm most proud of because that's what led me to victory time and time again. No bullshit. When I get ready for these fights, I go all in. I spend every single dollar I have on fight camp to get the best training I can, to drive the hours that I need to drive to get the best training that I can, you know, to to take time off of work and make less money in order to get the best, training camp possible. So that's what I'm most proud of. I'm fucking, as joking as I am, and as much as I say I don't care about this and I don't care about that, I I don't like leaving things on the table, so I go all in, you know.
Check every box that can be checked.
I,
That's I tell everybody that's if you're a fighter and you check all your boxes and you know that you did your best job, then you have nothing to be. You're gonna be proud. You can leave the ring. You can leave and say, "Hey, guess what, dude? I did my best. And there ain't nothing to. There ain't nothing to. That person was better for me that day." I got a
exactly.
couple. I got just a couple more for you, dude.
Yeah.
Living in Florida now, training in Florida. How you feel that level above other competition is, man? Because I feel like Florida, especially with BKFC, I think we're levels above other states. I think the athletes that we have, we just have ironing sharpened iron, dude. It's
Yeah.
crazy out here.
Yeah, my biggest goal with BKFC, man, is being that like person to change the industry completely. You have a lot of good fighters in BKFC, a lot of guys who are willing to go in there and throw punches and fight, but you don't have a lot of smart fighters, who know how to move within the business, who know how to actually go in there and take the least amount of damage as possible. So, I mean, yeah, that's sorry, I kind of like lost my train of thought.
No, it's
For
good.
your question.
I mean, it's
But
all. It's just different. Like down here in Florida, I go to all these gyms, and it's a wild show, bro. We
yeah,
got
Florida
all
is
these.
definitely the mecca of like fighters. I've personally met some phenomenal professional athletes down here. Like every single person, every single fighter that fights on that big stage, I've met down here in Florida. I've trained with here down in Florida, and it's just different, man. It
Yeah,
really is. Like when we fight very smart. We make sense of everything. We know what we're doing. We're not just going. I feel like a lot of guys who say they train boxing or train this and that, they're not. They're working out. They're working out in a boxing gym. That's what they're doing. They're going in, they're hitting a bag or they're hitting pads, but they're not training. There's a difference between working out and training for something. I fucking train. I have a purpose in every single thing that I do. I have intention with every single thing that I do. A lot of these fighters in BKFC, they train, but they're just working out, hitting the bag, hitting the mitts. I don't think they have the knowledge that we do down here in Florida.
yeah,
And you do have that one person from those other states who do have it, but
yeah.
it's like if you talk about percentages, the majority of those people come from here.
We got bad motherfuckers down here. We hold the bad motherfucker belt. I just think we have per capita. We have so many good fighters. They have them all over the world. I mean, we get them everywhere. But I mean, Florida down here is just a mosh pit of nasty fighters down here. All right, now I do want to know, like, if you get the belt against Reber, what are you planning to do? Are you trying to be an active fighter? Are you planning to fight a couple times a year? What's the real goal here in this fight?
So that was a big thing for me not chasing the belt was I know the activity level is going to go down. Or maybe it won't. Who knows? I think 135 is one of those weight classes who has a lot of fighters on the wait list who I could possibly defend my belt 3 to 4 times next year because there are a lot of fighters at 135 who haven't had that opportunity yet and are coming up. So
Yeah,
compared to the other weight classes, like the featherweight, lightweight, like those weight classes, we've seen it all already. Like there's no one new coming up. There's really no matchups to be made. But 135, there's a ton of fucking matchups to be made.
well,
Um,
how low can you cut? How low can you cut to?
if I'm strict, I could probably I can't make 125 if
You
that's what you're
can't.
asking. No, I
Yeah,
can't make
that was
125.
my question. That was my question. I know you probably walk around at 150, 160.
Yeah, Nat. Normally I walk around like 160. Right now I'm weighing like 148,
How tall are you?
5'7".
Man, I'm telling you, it can be a gnarly cut from
My
160 to
yeah, my
135.
my biggest my biggest like I'm not worried about the training. I'm not worried about the fight. I'm not worried about any of that. But the weight is my biggest worry. And this fight, obviously, I knew I was fighting for the championship, so I had to take it a little more serious. So I got a head start on the weight. That's why I was staying active, even though I was taking time off from fighting. I was still staying active, trying to manage the weight. And bro, like we're like 2.5 weeks away from the fight. All my past fights, bro, I'm still 160 at this point
Yeah,
of game. Now I'm like, I weighed myself this morning. I was 146.6, 146 and a half pounds. And I'm not 146. I'm normally like, to be honest, I got nothing to hide. Like, I'm normally like 148 to 150 the night before I weigh in.
You cut that much weight. You cut that much weight.
Yeah.
Like you do you water load a lot?
Yeah.
All right, yeah. So that's the thing. That's what I was going to tell you. I was like, yeah, you need to go down to ATT and Coconut Creek with Dustin
I,
Poirier. That dude
dude,
walks around with 200 pounds and
dude,
takes
I
about
work with a lot of
65.
professionals, man. Like I said, I've made a lot of connections down here, a lot of different nutritionists. Right now, I'm working with a nutritionist, um, who's paid for by my management company. I'm managed by Upper Sports Management.
Shout out
Um,
upper management. There you go.
yep. So they provide me a nutritionist who kind of works with me. And we've been tracking weight for the last like 2 months, and we're exceeding expectations. Honestly, I'm a lot lighter than I wanted to be right now, but now that I'm at this point, I want to keep it that way so
You're
there's
pretty
less
strong. I
stress.
bet you feel strong as shit right now being where you're at. That's probably the
Dude, I'm
strongest
not
you've ever.
yeah, and I'm not just saying it. Like one thing about me is like I'm never gonna like hide shit or like say shit how it's not. Like I keep it really 100%. So I'm not just saying this to say it, but like my numbers in the fucking weight room and what I'm pushing and the speeds I'm pushing it at are at an all-time high right now, and I'm like 10 pounds lighter than I normally would be. You
You
know,
know
so
what?
I've
I don't know if you know what they say about championship fights. You know what they tell you about champion? I don't know if you know in the
no,
fight game. If you go into a championship fight, you become like 10% better fighter. It just happens. Like every fighter that comes out of a
I see
championship
that.
fight, they go 10%. They level up 10%. Like the next fight you go into, and if it no matter where it's at, you're going to be 10% better than where you were. Like that's just how it is
Yeah, I
with
see
belt
that.
fights. With
I
belt
see
fights. All
that.
right, I give you a chance to give back to your sponsors, to give back to the people that have given you everything and helped you get to where you're at. We're always giving back, dude. So that's one of my favorite
Yeah.
things.
Well, I got a lot of sponsors on my side. My boxing club, Delray Boxing, has been here since day one. They're the reason why I went professional in the first place. I got a lot of guys, man. It's hard to name them all, but you know, I got a couple close friends who sponsor me. They have their own companies, Access Medical Labs and Theranos Labs, and the Berman team. I got Joe. He's an attorney. He's been there since day one as well. I got Healthy Eats. They're handling my meals. I get free meals every single week. That all I have to do is literally throw them in the microwave, and I eat them 4 times a day, and I'm good. And
Woo.
I, um,
That's a
like
level up
yeah,
right
not
there, dude.
stressing about cooking is amazing.
That's
You know,
leveling up.
yeah, I got a wellness sponsor called Infuse Therapy. They're in charge of like giving me IVs throughout the camp, giving me any type of supplements or like vitamins that I need to, um, whether I'm feeling higher in energy or lower energy, they kind of meet the needs that I need in that moment,
You get
which is
vitamin
really cool.
drips.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, those are the best, bro. You got some next level medicine, bro. What's
Dude,
going
like I
on with
said,
you?
I'm going all in. I treat my life as professional as a
This UFC
fucking
stuff.
dude. I literally treat my life like I'm number one pound for pound in the UFC. Like I go all in on this shit. Like I said in the beginning, I don't leave nothing else on the table. I go all
No
in
stone
every possible.
unturned.
No stones unturned, man. Um, who else? Who else do I got? Inkaholics from down in Kendall, Florida. They've been with me since my third BKFC fights, tatting me up. I wouldn't be as tatted without them. And they're like family too. They're super cool. I love Gabe. He includes me in everything. We're super cool, man. Who
I might
else?
have to
Like I,
get a tattoo after this, dude. I might have to make a deal with both of you guys. If you win, I'll come down and get a tattoo with you. If he wins, I'll come down and get a tattoo with him. I might have to make a cool deal with you guys.
hell yeah. Yeah, like I said, man, Ryan's not coming out of this fight with the victory. I'm taking this shit serious, and I put it on me. It's like my internal promise, man. It's like I have a knife, right to my heart on the inside. That if I don't win this fight, it's like I'm not. I don't need this. I don't need the fight game in my life. So if for any reason Ryan comes out with his hand raised, it's just not a life that I'm willing to live because I'm here to be the fucking absolute best. And I'm
Yeah.
not saying that I'm not saying that to be a fucking quitter. It's not me quitting. It's just me setting the bar. It's me giving those expectations, and it's me knowing what I'm worth. And if I lose to somebody like fucking Ryan, then I'm not as good as I fucking say I am, and that goes, you know, that just changes the game for me.
Yeah, well, you did. You're an inspiration to a lot of people, man. Whether you know it or not, you do a really, really good. You do a great job in the BKFC. A lot of people really, really like you, man. It's been
Thank
an
you,
honor
man.
and a privilege. I will tell you this: I do this with everybody. Since you're in Florida and it's a little bit closer, what I do is this pretender versus contenders thing. It's you're a real contender, really. You're going for the belt, and I'm a pretender. I do like to get in there and spar with you. So you got to be out of session and out of camp. And then guess what? I would like to give a little spar with you. What do you think?
We could do that. We could do
Hey,
that.
I got some skills, bro. I got some skills, man. I'm not a slouch. You'll beat me up, but I do like to show the fans where your speed is and how your skill is because everybody does think, well, not everybody, but there's a lot of people like, hey, I see that JoyBoy dude. I can put him down. It's like, bro, unless you have been in there and you see how fast he really is or how strong he really is, you have no idea. And
And
you
that's
guys,
what I tell people, man. I'm glad you
yeah,
said that. You have that. You're smart enough to know that, bro. Everything looks different on camera, but bro, when I'm fucking shifting left and right and throwing shit that you don't know if I'm purposely I play mind games in that ring, man. I
setting
throw
traps.
punches. I throw punches in there that you don't know if I'm trying to land them or not, or if it's a setup. And I frustrate you in there. And like you said, you don't fucking realize that shit till it's happening in front of you.
100%. Hey, listen, I got some tricks, bro. I got some tricks from Taekwondo. I'm real funky with my movement. You'll look at me like, oh, I will tell you the secret hack to me is going to my left. If you go to the right, that's trouble. Left is you can get away with it because I'm nothing on my left. So I can't kick real well off my left. I got a pretty nice hook off my left side, but that's it. I can jab and I can hook with my left. My right is where all my power is. I can go up pretty high, but
Yeah.
I'm 6 foot and I fight at 135. So I do like that
Oh wow.
135. Yeah. Oh, I can cut down to 135. I'm a wrestler. I wrestled a lot in my life, and I can cut down to that. And I'm a big 135er. Now being 41 years old, bro, I'll be honest with you. I don't know if I can cut. Cutting 5 pounds of weight to me feels like hell. So I'm probably
Yeah,
like,
it gets
I don't want
harder.
to do it. All
Yeah.
right. Hey, now this is my favorite part, really my favorite part of everything, bro. The fans want to know, what are you coming to bring December 5th? What do you want to do December 5th for us?
I'm bringing straight fucking power on every shot that I throw at Reber. Every knuckle that lands on him is meant to break him. Whether it's that cheekbone, that rib, I'm going in there to hurt him. And that's all you got, you know? I'm not really planning on a knockout. The knockout happens on its own. I'm totally comfortable going 5, even 6 rounds. We're contracted at 6 rounds, so if it goes to that sudden death round, let's fucking get it. Um, but yeah, man, if I were to predict something, it's either going to be a first round knockout or it's going to go the distance. Nothing in between.
Nothing in between. Hey, I'm really looking forward to it. You two are gentlemen. You two are dogs. I'm calling fight of the night right now, and I am looking forward to it. It's been a privilege. It's been an honor. Thank you for your time. And guess what? I'll see you December 5th, brother. So
Let's
thank
go.
you very much.
Thank you.